hope you're doing well today. So if you've been following my channel for a while now, specifically the Alfred's Basic Adult Piano Course lesson book series, you may have noticed at some point last year, I began the Greatest Hits Level 1 series from Alfred, but I only did one video. Somehow it totally slipped my radar, and one of my New Year's resolutions is to actually start that Greatest Hits course once again. In fact, I'm actually going to go back and delete that original video and just start afresh, start anew. Probably not necessary, but I just feel like, you know, a new year, more experience, and I feel like I can do a better job teaching you guys. So let's go ahead and just take a moment and let's just take a look into the Greatest Hits book and what that's all about. So one of the things I like about the Greatest Hits Level 1 book from Alfred's is that it's a great supplement to the other course that I've been teaching you guys, the Basic Adult Piano course from Alfred. It's a great book. It's great for learning purposes, but a lot of the songs in there can be a little dry. Some of them are not familiar with, and you know, to be honest, it's just not always fun. Sometimes we want more familiar tunes. And this is one of the challenges for new pianists is, you know, you're going through this learning process, but it's like you want familiar music that you know right now. The problem is most of that familiar music is too hard to learn right away. But that's where this Greatest Hits book comes into play. So they do have some very popular pieces, but Alfred's found a way to simplify that enough so that it still sounds familiar, but it's still accessible to new beginning pianists. Some of the pieces in here are very familiar from the 20th century. Beauty and the Beast, Blue Suede Shoes, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Edelweiss, Hello Dolly. And just from those few I mentioned, you can tell there's a lot of pieces here from Broadway. There's also some famous pop pieces and pieces from movies as well. So nothing from the 21st century, but for adults, I think a lot of you are going to recognize these pieces. They do suggest on the first piece, Love Me Tender, which if you have this book already is page 2. They do suggest in the upper right-hand corner, use with Alfred's Basic Adult Piano Course, Lesson Book Level 1, after page 33. Now, from my experience, page 33 is too soon. That's not enough knowledge and experience to begin this book. You can, but you're going to probably find it extremely frustrating at first. Now, when should you start? It really depends. Everyone's going to approach that differently, but I will say that page 33 is too soon. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a guess out there, page 50, but I'm really throwing a guess. For Love Me Tender, the very first song, you need to know things like the G position. You need to know sharps. And already, if you're scratching your head, what are those two things? Then you're not ready yet. So those things will be and are introduced, if you've already been following, in the Alfred's Basic Adult Piano Course. So again, I really recommend getting the Greatest Hits Level 1 book. It's a wonderful supplement if you're already in the other course. And if you're just feeling uninspired by some of the songs in that book, this can help with that. I don't recommend, you know, quitting the Basic Adult Piano Course, because even if some of the songs aren't that exciting, it is a wonderful step-by-step approach, and it will get you exactly where you want to be. And as far as that series goes, when you get to level 2, you're going to see more and more familiar songs in that book as well. But in the meantime, Greatest Hits is a really good way to go. So if you don't have it already, I recommend you purchase that book. And like I said, I'm going to be starting up those lessons very soon, and I'm going to be a lot more consistent with that throughout this year.